All right, boys and girls, we got something a little different here. And I think you're either going to love it or hate it or laugh at it or I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. This is the Daggerr Sting. Comes from Russia. It is a very budget friendly at about $70 on Blade HQ today. With a very pronounced skull type Punisher theme, if you will. We'll just zoom right in on the clip. That's not going to make everybody happy. I'm not even sure how I feel about it, to be quite honest. I don't mind the skull theme. Like the Chavez, it had the skull clip, but then Chavez figured out that everybody hated that. Well, a lot of people hated it, so now they offer and actually include a second clip. This is all you get. Yeah, I wish they would have used countersunk hardware, but it works fine in the pocket. It works great. Everything about it works great. It's a fun little knife that is interesting. So you got the skull there. You've got this particular version has Jade G10 with Jade G10 backspacer. What would have been totally cool on this, in my very humble opinion, is if this glowed in the dark. Glowed in the dark? I don't know. Because it kind of reminds me of this Spyderco Delica that does glow. And I think that would have been a fun thing to add to this Daggerr Sting. If nothing else, maybe just a glowing backspacer. I did check it, and it doesn't, because I was like, oh man, I hope it does. But it doesn't. So it is JG10, black hardware, black blade, and all of that good stuff. So let's just get to it. It is a Daggerr style spear point blade. It is only sharp on the one edge. This is non-sharpened edge. And again, you have the skull in the thumb hole. It is D2. I guess this is May of 2022. The date on there. These do come from Russia. Daggerr is a company that is based out of Russia, and it's my first experience with them. It is a liner lock, which I do like. I kind of wish that the liner was also blacked out. I think that would have just, for me, pulled it together a little bit more rather than having the stainless liners. I don't know. Would it have been too much black? Is the black and the black here a little different than the dark stonewash here? Yeah. I don't know. Should they have been more matchy-matchy? Probably, in my mind. This does run on washers, but it works great as a thumb opener or as a flipper. Both work equally well. This is going to be a good user knife. If you need to do a lot of piercing and then cutting, opening boxes, working in a field, I don't know. I think this has some use. It is $69. It's, nothing extravagant. It's nothing, necessarily to write home about. The thumb ramp is a little bit of a hot spot as I'm just kind of messing with it. My thumb lands right on it, like on the tip of it, and that's uncomfortable in a normal grab. The finger choil is not really a finger choil. It's a great big sharpening choil, but don't put your finger in there. Maybe if you're an operator and you're going reverse, no. If you've got little tiny baby fingers, it might work for you, but I would not do that because it's not really for that. No, forget about that. Anyway, it's 4 3/4 long, closed, 8 5/8. Super great, snappy deployment. It's super satisfying. The sound is great, and it just fires out. It's awesome. 3.94-inch blade with a 3.5-inch cutting edge. 0.021 behind the edge. .118 blade thickness, D2 steel as we talked about, 4 ounces, just a hair under a standard D-cell battery, and it runs on washers. All in all, it's a cool knife. When you're talking about budget stuff, how does it line up against the Kubi KB237? It's different. I can't really compare them. This is $40. This is $70. A little bit bigger. It's got G10. Like, I don't know. They're very similar. One's made in China. One's made in Russia. Yeah. I'm going to have to go with the Kubi myself. Now, they both come in different colors. So you can get non-blacked out blades in both. You can get different G10 color. Like, they're very multifaceted. And you can find a colorway that works for you, I am sure, if you just check them out. Both with the Kubi, and they're all in about the same price range, $40 to $50, depending on color. It looks like all of these are $69, regardless of the coloring. But yeah, it does have a lanyard tube or a lanyard hoop, which is fine. Again, we know how I feel about lanyards, so we won't get into that. All in all, it's a cool budget-friendly knife if you're into the spear point thing. This might be a little bit too operator tactical for you. Okay. It's a little odd in that regard. Here it is next to the Spyderco Delica. You know, I'm not going to rush out and buy one of these, but I do appreciate a little bit of oddly shaped, not your normal grandfather's pocket knife. So I'm open to that. I'm cool with that. And I enjoy that. So this is 3.6 inch blade, 3.9 inch blade, just to give you kind of a comparison there. This is the VC Edge interface. And how about the North Arm Skaha, which I don't think I really pull out enough in general. Just a cool custom knife, which is a little bit different price range and stuff like that. This was... I'd have to look. I think it was $325 something, $295, $350, somewhere in there. Sometimes I wish I never really got into the custom knives because there are so many options in the sub 100 range that you don't really need to venture out. I don't know. That's maybe a whole different video that I've kind of touched on in other videos, and I might have done a video, but I kind of really need to get some thoughts together. Maybe we'll talk about it on a live stream on the EDC hour. I think that might be a better forum so we can have some guests chime in on their thoughts and get your guys' live comments about where are you really buying, what is really necessary, and how silly are we to go from a $70 knife to, $4,000 or $5,000 knives? Like, what are we thinking? Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going broke. It's fine. I have the money to do silly things, but I don't know. We're gonna revisit that in another video, so stay tuned for that and let me know your thoughts down below. Meanwhile, go check out the Daggerrs if you're interested. They have some other models as well. So maybe there's something there in the budget knife that you find appealing. Let me know down below. Thanks, guys.